if you want to create a sequence of shapes, for example, you need not just one arrow but 5 arrows, and they should be distributed across your canvas. You can use the duplicate and distribute functionality, where you can find in total 8 functionalities you can use to just perform this, and I'll take you through all steps of those. So first one would be that you want to duplicate the shape across the whole canvas, so from left to right, and you want to keep the shape width, so it always should stay the same width for all the shapes you want to create. In this case, you pick the first one and you will specify how many shapes do you need, let's say 5. Then you can tell the program, do you want to add any space to left and to the right? Let's start with 0. And as you can see here, the same shape will be created 4 times to make it in total 5, and it will evenly distributed across your canvas. So this is the first functionality. If you want to have some space, so that's not completely packed to the outer borders, you can again also establish that. Let's say 5 items, and then let's have 1 centimeter to both sides. Press OK, and you can see here that the space was added here, just as on the right hand side. So this would be the first function, to distribute across the canvas and keeping the shape width. Then might be possible that you don't want to distribute it across the whole canvas, but just starting from the current shape and then distribute it to the right. Then you should use the second functionality. You can specify again how many shapes do you need, let's say 5 again. And here you can specify if you need any space to the right, because to the left you have already set your shape. Let's stick with 0, press OK, and then the shapes are just added to the right and perfectly matching the right border with the last shape. So this is the option to keep the shape width. More frequently it will be that you just have some sample shape you've just quickly put into your presentation, and then you need 5 of those, but you're more looking to increase the size as much as possible. For this you can go to duplicate right to the right and then adjust object width. By doing so, when you now pick 5 elements and say again, in this case you need to specify how much space there should be in between the objects. For arrows I would go with 0, so they could be quite dense to each other, and I don't need any space at the outer borders, so let's stay with 0. And as you can see here, the shape size will be increased so that there is actually 0 distance between, because the front of this arrow is just at the top of this next arrow. But as you can see here, they're evenly distributed across your canvas, and the size is maximized to the values you have provided. Analogous, you can also start from the current position and maximize your arrows from there, which is the fourth functionality, just 5 arrows. Let's add some more space in between, that's 0.2, so you can see that there will be added some space. I don't need any space from the right, and as you can see here, there was added a bit more space between the arrows, but still the shape size was increased. So these are the 4 functionalities to distribute horizontally, and you have quite a similar functionality to distribute vertically, so downwards. First one would be to use the whole width and distribute your created shapes over there. Let's take a few less. Let's say I want to add 3, and this time again I don't want to add any space at the outer borders. So there are 3 shapes in total, evenly distributed. Same case here. If you don't want to start at the very top because you have a heading above, you just want to duplicate downwards from the current shape, pick the duplicate to bottom from current position. Again, say we need 3, 0 distance to the bottom, and you will have 3 shapes starting from your topmost. Then you have the functionality to use the whole canvas, but to adjust the height of the shape, which would be this one. Let's say 3 again. Let's add some space to the top, which be, and to the bottom, which would be 0.5, and 0.5 distance between. As you can see here, we have here light spacing just as to the bottom, and the spacing between the shapes is also the same, which we set to 0.5. And the last option would then be to increase the size to match the whole height, but starting from the current shape, which is the last option there. We want 3 shapes again. How much space in between? Let's say 1 centimeter. And how much distance from the bottom? Let's say 0. And as you can see here, there's some more space in between, but apart from that, they are distributed evenly. So those are 8 functionalities you can use to generate copies of your object and automatically distribute them across your canvas.